A typical example of Nigeria have disintegrated. A typical example of how Nnamdi Kanu is robbing Nigeria on the mud. A typical example of how Nnamdi Kanu's detention have finished the reputation that remains for that country called Nigeria is what I'm about to show you now. Yes, so you can agree with me that Nnamdi Kanu is the game changer. No matter what, even inside prison, he's still the game changer, and he's still a man that the whole country of 250 million is afraid of. That is Nnamdi Kanu. If they're not afraid of him, let them release him and see what will happen to them. Anyway, let me show you this clip from my brother from another mother, Mazi Chinedu, with the name Biafrans in Finland. Watch it, like it, comment on it, and make sure you keep subscribing to this channel for more interesting videos. Oh yeah, let's go there.
Breaking news. Everybody please come in. There is breaking news. Do you remember the video we did asking those involved with Nnamdi Kanu that they should be aware of October 13th and to make sure that before that day, all the international bodies, all the UN, the EU, the Human Amnesty, and all of them should be petitioned on that day. They should be alert on what is happening, on the injustice happening on Nnamdi Kanu. We said it here on this channel for those of you who are watching that they should not go into October 10th like that, folding their arms. That the whole world should be alert to what is happening and what will happen on that day. You know that video? Yes, that video has gotten to the attention of Nnamdi Kanu itself, because yesterday Nnamdi Kanu has decided to petition all these bodies, to petition the Nigerian government, drawing the attention on all these international bodies, both the UN, both the US, both the EU, both the whole Europe, both the whole Africa, and all the humanitarian bodies around the world. Nnamdi Kanu has decided and has done it. He has dragged all of them to the mud. He has dragged Nigerian government, he has dragged Nigerian judiciary to the face of all these bodies, drawing their attention to all this injustice that has been happening to him over the years as regards his face. Everything we said in that video on that day, Nnamdi Kanu did exactly the words we spoke, showing that he, one way or the other, is watching our videos and getting the information that we do on this video. And I appreciate it so much because it goes a long way to show that these little efforts I'm making on this channel is not going unnoticed. And I thank you all my viewers for being here, pushing this channel forward as we keep on fighting for the emancipation of Nnamdi Kanu, and also making it possible for those who share it, and for those lawyers or those family members who also watch, that also show him these videos or tell him the resolutions we reach at on this our channel, and also him buying the idea and also going forward to do exactly as we said, knowing very well that we cannot continue this case without making that bold step. I appreciate all of you, my viewers, and thank you, Nnamdi Kanu, for also buying into that idea and doing exactly, the words we spoke here, because it goes a long way to showing that we are not wasting our time here, and we'll keep on doing what we know is best to secure the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Look at the headline here. It's read, Nnamdi Kanu petitions US, UK, EU, and 18 others, seeks urgent intervention for release from unlawful detention. I know you all remember the video we did here, saying it exactly the way it is. That on that October 18th, all the international bodies should be aware of what is going to happen on that day. Their torchlight, their searchlight should be in Abuja that day, and the lawyers and anybody responsible should write. I said that day, I said it here clearly. They should write these exact words. For those that remember me, for those of you that remember, I said write it and send it to them one by one so that they will be aware of what is going to happen on that day and what the game they might want to play on that day. And thank God that Nnamdi Kanu himself, because does not want any story that touch. We are having this with these lawyers, these sons and lawyers, we are observing them like this. We don't know actually what they are doing. And that is why Kanu himself is very careful. He doesn't want to give anybody, any kind of duty, and end up the person will tell him that he could not do it. So Nnamdi Kanu decided to write himself from prison to these bodies. That shows that what we do on this channel has gone a long way in shaping the struggle. And I advise you all to stick to this channel as we keep on giving you facts upon facts as it is hot. We will not mince words here. I will always speak the truth, because here we are for truth, and nothing more. Let me give you the details of what Nnamdi Kanu wrote so that you will hear it for yourself. In a petition on August 2025 and signed by himself from custody of the DSS in Abuja, Kanu described himself as a prisoner of conscience and accused the Nigerian judiciary of enabling his prolonged unlawful detention through what he called unconstitutional and politically motivated rulings. The detained leader of the IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has petitioned several foreign missions and international organizations in Nigeria, appealing for urgent intervention to secure his release and to compel the Nigerian government to end his trial and uphold the rule of law. The IPOB leader addressed the petition to the US, the UK, Canada, Germany, France, the European Union, Holland, Sweden, Amnesty International, Red Cross, African Union, ECOWAS Court, Kenya, South Africa, Norway, Denmark, Japan, Brazil, Israel, Finland, and Austria. Kanu, a dual Nigerian-British citizen, said his continued detention since June 2021 violates both domestic and international legal standards. He urged the international community to pressure Nigeria to respect constitutional supremacy, judicial precedents, and international human rights treaties. The Supreme Court's lawlessness, compounded by the Court of Appeal's illegal stay of execution, undermines the rule of law, and I seek your assistance to restore justice, Kanu said in the letter. Kanu recalled that on October 13, 2022, the Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted him, ruling that his 2021 extraordinary rendition from Kenya had violated Nigeria's Extradition Act and his constitutional right to a fair trial. On October 28, 2022, the Nigerian government obtained a stay of execution of the ruling, a decision Kanu described as alien to criminal jurisprudence, citing previous Nigerian judgments, which held that liberty cannot be suspended after acquittal. He noted that from October 2022 to December 2023, he remained in detention without fresh charges for 14 months. A situation, he said, breached the Nigerian Constitution, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, ICCPR, and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. On December 15, 2023, the Supreme Court overturned the acquittal and remitted the case for a trial, even while acknowledging the legality of his rendition. Kanu argued that the ruling violated the principle of double jeopardy and exceeded the court's jurisdiction. The Supreme Court assumed jurisdiction it did not have, undermining constitutional supremacy, Kanu said. Kanu also accused both the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal of undermining constitutional supremacy and engaging in political activism in his case. He described Justice Haruna Simon Samani's decision to grant a stay of execution as a barbaric assault on the rule of law. He also preferenced reports by the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, which he said documented systematic judicial bias against IPOB members. Nnamdi Kanu said, "This decision is a barbaric and illegal act, wholly unknown to criminal law jurisprudence anywhere in the world. It constitutes constitutional criminality of the highest order, exhibiting a shocking lack of fidelity to the Nigerian Constitution. Nigerian jurisprudence unequivocally prohibits stay of execution in criminal matters, particularly where liberty is at stake." Kanu urged the UK to intervene, urging that his detention breaches the European Convention on Human Rights and the UK's obligations to protect its citizens. Very good one. He further called for Magnitsky-style sanctions against Nigerian officials complicit in judicial lawlessness. Kanu, in a petition, asked the foreign nations to demand that Nigeria comply by enforcing the Court of Appeal's discharge retroactively to October 13, 2022, nullifying by arbitrary detention, declaring the October 28, 2022 stay illegal, and securing my immediate release. Condemn judicial lawlessness by declaring the Supreme Court reversal and the Court of Appeal stay violations or stare decisions, constitutional supremacy, and ICCPR/ECHR protections, Kanu said. Also, hold the UK accountable by invoking R. Evans to compel emergency diplomatic action, including Magnitsky sanctions against complicit Nigerian officials. To also escalate his case internationally by supporting referral to the ECOWAS Court, African Court, or ICC in Nigeria if Nigeria refuses to comply. Kanu stressed the Supreme Court decision December 15, 2023 reversal, compounded by the Court of Appeal's illegal stay of execution on October 28, 2022, represents a systematic collapse of the rule of law in Nigeria. My 14th month arbitrary detention, enabled by UK inaction, exposes discriminatory neglect and judicial lawlessness. Your urgent intervention is critical to halt my persecution, uphold constitutional governance, and prevent my possible death in custody. These are exactly Kanu's words. I took my time to read it out to you so that you will see and not get information that you don't understand. These are his exact words from the prison. I'm so happy because these are the little things that can secure you victory in court, mostly when you are being criminalized for what you did not do. And staying silent cannot fetch anybody anything. I still say it, that October 13 should not be a silent day in court. Every noise that needs to be made should be made. Every ogene that needs to be hit should be hit. Every drum that needs to be beat should be beat. We cannot enter October 10th day empty-handed like that. All the searchlights, all the floodlights should be on Federal High Court on that day. The whole world needs to see what is going on to Nnamdi Kanu, and the whole world needs to be a part of it also. Because this injustice is becoming targeted to an ethnic group of Nigeria. I keep on saying it. Nnamdi Kanu committed no offense. His only offense he committed was fighting for his people and speaking against injustice in Nigeria, which of course, as of now, is obvious to everybody that there is a systematic problem in Nigeria. So I stand here to say it very, very clearly that I'm very happy that these my messages have gotten to Nnamdi Kanu's table, and he has decided to take the advice and fight for his cause. Any battle he fights, he always wins. That is why I'm so happy, and I feel vindicated here today, because I spend all my time bringing in the facts, doing the fact-checking, the digging, and the critical thinking with my team to make sure that we bring up any good suggestions that can aid this cause. And it only gives me joy seeing that many of the suggestions we bring are being taken by Kanu and his team. I appreciate so much.
Okay, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, and I hope you enjoyed that message you just finished watching now from my brother from another mother, Mazi Chinedu, with the name Dear Friends in Finland. How do you see the message? Exactly what is happening. Nnamdi Kanu looks helpless. If not what he is doing now, maybe at the end of the day, there will be no any good result for him, because the Nigerian government have vowed never to deliver a fair trial to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, they have vowed never to have what they call justice on the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because of where he came from. But can you blame them? No, we should blame ourselves, the Igbos, because as Abaka but on this scenario, all of us have scattered Nyon our own memory, which is very, very unfortunate. But anyway, my happiness is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu started earlier, at least. This is a month of August. By the time we waited for August and the whole of September, there must be a very good response to his message to the appropriate authorities who he deemed fit that they will deliver justice for him, because waiting for Nigerian government and the judiciary to deliver justice is like waiting for eternity. I mean, we are going to wait till eternity. So my happiness this morning is that at least somebody is seeing things the way I am saying it, and somebody is also understanding the lyrics of what is happening on the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu the same way I am saying it, because I am one of those who cried earlier on and said that look at what Nigerian government are trying to do. If they didn't deliver justice on the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu on the 10th of October, just know it that Tinubu have already want to use Nnamdi Kanu to capture the southeast, which is not going to work for him. There's no any point. Even if they want to do election tomorrow and release Nnamdi Kanu today and hoping that, oh, I'm going to buy the minds of the Igbos, my brother, you better think twice. You cannot push us around. A region with a population of over 150 million scattered all over the world, you cannot push us around. We are the wise men from the east, so you that is come from the west cannot come and then teach us what we know. If we decide to play the game with you, not because of what you did, because we decided to play that game with you, but if we decided not to, there's nothing you can do. Even if you like, begin to share from every family 1 million naira in Biafra land. Just they share 1 million naira to every family in Biafra land, and thinking that doing that you have captured the mind of the Igbos. My brother, you better think twice. We have our own way of doing things. Don't show all that you are wise, because if you show all that you are wise, that your wisdom will end up being the wisdom of the fool. As simple as that. Don't show any Igbo man that you are wise, because the history have it that the wise men came from the east. So if you come to play that your local politics with us, it cannot work. The earlier Tinubu released Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the better for him. Then the Igbos will decide whether to vote for him or not. But you want to use Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to capture the votes and the minds of the southeast. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you better think twice. For me, I would even say you should continue, in fact, become the life president of Nigeria, because I have been saying this thing and I still maintain my word. It will only get better when it becomes worse, that nothing is really working. That is when the so-called Nigerians will then wake up from their sleeping slumber to know that they have been doomed. Yes, it can only get better when it is worse. So it is not yet worse, because if you go to all the whole internet, despite the fact I know that the government of APC and Tinubu are the ones sponsoring all those internet toothless bulldogs. But if hunger touched them, by the time that the 20,000 naira data they used to share to them amount to nothing, then they will realize that they have been used and they have sold their future and the future of their generation. Then they will wake up. But for now, they are still seeing something to eat. You don't know government. Government are the most wickedest people you can ever deal with. People that will never give you anything that is meaningful, anything that you can use to become a somebody in life. No, tomorrow, so that you can wake up tomorrow and begin to challenge them. So that you wake up tomorrow now and begin to raise shoulder for them, that them that make you. So they will never even want you to near any way corridor of power or corridor of riches. That was why you see they will hire all of them, give them jollof rice and sell them 20,000 naira with one bottle of 500 naira water, and all of them will be jumping up. Then they will follow X, TikTok, Facebook, and be yanning yakpata. The yan yakpata be what they call them. So if you are dealing with any government, my brother, at your own risk, because at the end you will still go back with shame. So those people who are collecting 20,000 naira data today might not see 20,000 naira data to collect if Tinubu assumes office a second time, because he will not need you. What are you campaigning for him again? He have already gotten the 2 terms he's looking for. So when you are selling your conscience and your whatever you call it, my brother, you better think twice. Let me dissect the comment section. We don't have much time to waste. This early morning, TGIF, thank God it is Friday. Please, if you get this message, endeavor to circulate it, let it go round. We are doing our best, and our best is yielding results. Kachineke Mezioku. Justice Mwimo said that you said it, my brother. Chukwuemeka, God always great. Okay, Kennedy, Anyanwu, the great, and God is involved. Raymond Wosu, thank you so much, one them for your input as we keep getting closer to victory at last. Don't ever relent on your struggle to see that our own brother is vindicated soon. We were doing that. According to what do they call him? Ndoka Sunday said, good work, Prince Ibe. Thank you so much for your great work. Onyewu Enyi Chibundo. Wow, very good development indeed. The worldwide and Biafra, you are too much, you great, according to him. Okay, the last but not the least, Richard Obenna said, God bless your selfless service. For the purpose of the release of Nnamdi Kanu, Chukwu Okiabiama will bless your efforts and crown it with glory. Please, one last one. Truth is here, freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, because he is innocent. Biafra agitator, self-determination and self-defense is not a crime. And he has defeated the Zoo terrorist government and soldiers, Boko Haram, since 2017 till date. So let us just end it here. More of these videos is coming your way. Like, share, comment, and keep subscribing for more interesting videos. Once again, TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. Kemesiano.